this is the game we want to bring over. Look at those names. Jolu X, Tatran 99. It's probably a good spot. Looking for the games. Where are the juicy games? Wow, that opener is nitty. I'm just going to call with these queens. He also is pretty passive and won't c-bet that much, so I'm going to lead out, hopefully get him to fold, and get AK Watney to call. So far, so good. I think not the ideal turn. It does make some two pairs, but it also gives, 9-10 a pair to go with the straight draw, which is strong enough to call. But facing a check raise on the turn, even with an overpair, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made in the last Bankroll Challenge session. This is a bet to fold. Sigh. Maybe we can do better with this top set. I'm also going to lead out on this board. Three. If Dan Freezy has an overpair with the nut flush draw or a big flush draw, he's going to have a hard time folding. Even if he just has like ace-king with the ace-high flush draw, it's going to be hard for him to fold. Also, our favorite player score was in there. He's pretty loose, so he'll call pretty wide. And it's not a board that we want to see go check, 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 because there are a lot of bad turn cards for us that can make us the second best hand and kill our action if someone had something. Unfortunately, they didn't, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Making a big hand is only the first part of the equation. After making a big hand, you need your opponent to make a second best hand. That's part two of the equation. And the third thing is you need a hold. Once that money goes in, you gotta make sure that your best hand stays the best hand. But just because you flop a monster or something doesn't mean you're just guaranteed to get action. And you shouldn't be too upset when that happens. And I think Flandroy on table 11 here probably has aces based on the small 3-bet pre-flop and then the big bet on the flop. So I'm just going to check raise big and then try to get all the money in the middle. And I'm just going to hope this guy got counterfeit. Ambition. Sometimes it'll get the better of you. Thanks for the stack, Flandroy. That's why you got the minus sign, and that's why I'm in your game. Because you make it easy to win out. You make it real easy. JJ, same thing. And now this game's over. So we'll just shut her down, Calcutta. And on to the next one. Oh, we got our tourney. $20 short-handed. Ace 10 against my man Score. I'm just gonna try to show down my hand. 150. Alright. Change. Nah, I call. Not changing the plan just yet. One pair. My pair is better. Blue whale, what's your small blind open? 25. That's reasonable. We'll fold the ace-6 on table 5. If someone's small blind open is like over 30, though, you can definitely be re-raising them a lot because they just don't have a strong enough hand to continue against any pressure. Ooh, AA. What up? 3-bet. This guy's super nitty. Can't imagine he's ever folding. He's folded 3-bets 100%, even though his opening range is 13%. That seems absurd. He's only playing the top hands, but he never continues to. He didn't continue there. No. Hopefully this guy has queens. Damn. He did cold call a 3-bet, which in general is indicative of a fairly strong hand. We got heaps action in the Betfair Bankroll builder. Ace-King taking it down. Actually, I was going to isolate Big Dom, King 10, but he's only limping in with the top 18% of hands anyway, and King 10 isn't that far ahead of that range, so I'm actually going to fold. And that's a spot where a lot of people will get it wrong. Your isolating range is dependent on their limping range. 9s, table 3, even though this guy's short stacked, he hasn't 3-bet yet, and he's very passive. I'm thinking that small 3-bet is probably some strength, so. And we got 3-bet squeezed. Is a nice hand to take a flop with. First time he's 3-bet though. Give him the benefit of the doubt. We're getting out of this big Dom game. Because we got ourselves a better one. Fiddle's pretty tight. Wow, and this guy on table 6 is playing every single hand. 100 VPIP equals profitable. Very profitable. Joe Lou, fairly loose. 4x open, it's 40 hands. Alright, I'm just gonna roll the dice with him. Pocket 8s for the win. And our same buddy who's open, he's playing a lot of hands. It's a large size open, but I mean the guy just seems to be some sort of a whack job, so we'll just 3-bet large and roll the dice again. I made it big there, so he'd be less likely to peel, and also be making a bigger mistake if he's peeling with like a 1-over card type hand. Just gonna shove the flop though, and hope that he didn't connect. God. Nice catch, bro. I was honestly thinking of just going all in pre-flop. I think he still would have called though, and the result would have been the same. But that was my reasoning for going with the larger sizing there, and got unlucky against someone who's that loose. I can't like bet fold the flop because he might be doing something. He might just like doing a random spaz out bluff. So I got to go with the hand. Oh, not the best turn. Alright, jacks against crazy redneck. I'm gonna 3-bet and not be surprised if Fidan's Mr. 100 VPIP calls. He's pretty crazy. Alright. Table 11. This guy may have a jack, but even if he has a jack, I have about 15 out, no, 13 outs. So that's a pretty good price, 5-1, check call. Now I have a full house, so check raise. Can't fold jacks here. So, time to get lucky one way or another. Oh, nice. Picking up about 50 big blinds without even having to run the board. That is always, always nice. Right, Kawasaki, you're still pretty crazy. I'm going to take 2 nines against you. And I'm sure you guys noticed from watching the videos of me playing during the weekday, I'm not so eager to get it in with these like medium pairs. But on the weekend, or just when you're dealing with these player types who are much looser and have much wider ranges and are willing to get it in with tons of like just bad hands, you got to lower your standards for what you need to get all in with. That's just playing the player. Tens in the short-handed tourney. And take a flop in position. We did flop an OP. We did go 5 ways to the flop though, so it's not a fist pump, but it's a good start. Full pot. Alright. I did want to raise on the flop so that I could just shut everyone out, but if someone continued to a full pot bet, they were probably going to continue to a raise. So instead of just committing myself to the pot, I called, and if someone else came over the top, I would have been out of there. But against this guy who's playing fairly loose, I'm comfortable going with tens. So, and on that turn, obviously, we picked up more equity. And he's got literally nothing. Cool. So, good double. That's what I'm telling you guys. These small stakes MTTs have very good value. And that's where you should be building your roll. Until you have enough to play like a reasonable cash game. Once you can, if you have enough buy-ins for like 25 NL or 30 or 50 NL, that's enough to start playing cash games. But if your options are playing like either 1 cent, 2 cent, 2 cent, 4 cent, or 5, 10, and $20 MTTs and sit and goes, it's not even close. The MTTs are where to go. You're way more likely to find real gamblers, real splashy type players in the tourneys than you are in the cash games. And also the payoff's a lot bigger. Like, first place in this $20 tourney is $600. That's 30 buy-ins in a cash game. Although it's obviously not easy to finish first place in a tourney, even to make the final table is like 5 or 10 buy-ins. And you're going to be able to do that a lot more often than you're going to be able to just like rock people relentlessly in cash. What, cold call a 3-bet? That wasn't supposed to happen. Looks like our worst game is that one. That's now gone. So we got a new one, and we got 4-bet. Wow. Good timing there, Gripst. At least we had King 9 suited, so it's not like we face a tough spot if we get 4-bet. Whereas if we took a hand like Ace Queen and 3-bet the early position opener and get 4-bet, now you're like, well, man, what do I do? I don't know. Or if you have a hand like Jacks, you get yourself into a tough spot. Which is why very often it's going to be better to just call the raise with those hands rather than 3-betting and putting yourself in an awkward position. A good rule of thumb is if you don't know what you would do if you get 4-bet, like it's not a clear just re-raise or a clear call or a clear fold, then in general you should not be 3-betting. You should just call. There are exceptions to this rule, but if you start with that, you'll find your decision making a lot easier and things a lot more chill. Ace is a good barrel card, but he could also be, this is table 10 by the way, check calling with ace high hands. So given that, I'm not going to keep firing on it, and I'm just going to try to take the hand to showdown. Turbino. And I'm just going to fold the 2 9s. A lot of turns I would have continued on, but the ace, just given that that's a very big part of his check calling range, is ace X hands. No need to get overly involved. Right. Table 11. Good spot. And table 5. This opener's super tight, so I am going to call with 4s, even though I'm out of position. Try to capitalize on some implied odds. Alright, we're going to drop the cash game volume to... No, we're not going to drop the cash game volume. I was going to take one out to put the tourney in, but the bankroll challenge... I mean, obviously it's just about building the bankroll one way or another. But I think the cash game training and coverage is going to be more beneficial to you guys than the tourneys. So I like to retain the focus on the cash games. But that doesn't mean we can't have some fun with the MTTs. Looks like this game is breaking. Given that we're four-handed, I'm going to be fine with getting queens in pre, so I'm going to 3-bet with the intention of 5-betting it in. Just call? Damn, bro. Didn't expect that. Add on. And that's sweet. The add-on in the Betfair Bankroll booster is 4K. So look at that. For 50 cents, you get your first 2K. And for another 50 cents, you can rebuy for another 2K. But if you have 50 cents more at the end of that half hour, you can get 4K chips. So if you want to play this tournament with only $1 in your account, do the initial buy-in, and then wait for the add-on, and then get twice the chips for the same price that you would if you rebought. I'm sorry, I don't buy that, Sheriff. You're way too loose. Table 4, we're all in. He's got a straight draw. We have a blocker to one of his outs, and we doubled up. Tournaments. So much value, so much dead money. And just so much fun. So for 50 cents, or for $1.50, you got a shot at winning $46 in this bankroll booster. Just by doing the rebuy and add-on, we're in the middle of the field, 38 out of 79. And we won like one pot, so pretty good investment. Definitely a must play for anyone who's playing on a short roll or looking to build it up. And I would imagine that people don't have the best understanding of tournament dynamics in this thing, so it should be a good sign for us later. I think Fidanz was trying to milk me there. Table 6. He's willing to call one bet, but not willing to call the second. And this turn is just bullshit against Crazy Redneck. I don't think he's got a boat. I could have a boat. If he led with an ace here, he'll probably have to fold it to this kind of pressure. You really need to have deuces to be able to call. And I think if he had an 8, he's not going to lead twice. He might lead with that once, but he's not going to fire 2 shells with it. So we're just going to get a little crazy. Burn myself. Should have just folded turn. Got it. I said it was the worst turn ever, and I still just couldn't help myself. End up bluffing off a stack unnecessarily. Hate that. At least we put him in the tank. Put him to the test. aces down low. Just hoping Sakant's got some sort of big pair. But he don't. He don't. Oh wow, 61% players per flop. We are in that game. Oh, and Flandroy is back. Y'all remember Flandroy? Mr. Can't Fold Jacks to a whole lot of heat. How could they fold Jacks? Jacks are a monster compared to the crap you play. But this Grips guy, he do not look like a man beaten by Jacks. Get off this table, crazy rednecks tilting me. Can't look at that name anymore. Nice. Direct position on Julia 69. I see the exclamation mark, and that's a good sign. Alright, no limps on my blind. Good luck on the flop. Sag 'em. Queen's a pretty good barrel card. So we're just gonna unload here. Hope that he doesn't have a 6, because that's pretty much the only hand that can call us down there. Alright. Pocket Ochos, table 10. Gonna ISO this limp. He's limping with top 70% of hands. And I think 8s are ahead of that. Flop, top pair, top kicker on table 1. Gonna be value betting. Couple streets, couple streets. Alright, and the tourney, ace queen high. We're gonna take another card off. He's gonna be c-betting that board with 100% of his hands, and if we thought ace queen was ahead before the flop, it's still gonna be ahead a decent amount of time after the flop. And then we're just going to take the hand to showdown. Ace high for the win. Oh, we actually got a little action on the sizzler. Little sizzle action. Oh wow, fuck yeah. I see your 135, and I make it more.